Hello, I'm James from James Blackett Hair, the bridal hair specialist, and today I'm going to show you a great new way to style your hair. Now I'm going to show you side styles. I'm going to section the hair from ear to ear, like so. And what you've got to work out is where your parting is as well, which is to which side it's gonna go. As the parting slightly on the left-hand side, we're going to be having the hair flowing that way to the side. Sometimes if it's done the other way, it can look like with the parting there is just a bit too much hair and not enough on one side. So we want to try and balance it out a little bit. And now you're taking a section about 1.5 inches away from the top, and what we're going to do there is do kind of a sort of a horseshoe shape. Okay, and we want to get all of this and just keep that out of the way, pin that up. Out of the way for now. And what we're going to do is take a section like so. And then what we need to do again with dark pins, because the hair is so dark, they'll come in all different colours, so we're going to be using black pins, because the hair is pretty dark. So take your first section here, holding on, and it's just going to be quite a softer, looser style, so it doesn't matter if you don't feel it's sort of too neat to begin with and that sort of stuff, but you want to keep your sections fairly clean. But don't worry about sort of clipping it in sort of too kind of neatly. It's sort of, once you put the first few in, it's sort of as and where. So I'll just turn you around a bit there. Have the hair so it's got sort of something to grip onto. Open your pin and push up. You probably want to put a couple in here because the hair's very thick. If the hair's not quite so thick, you probably get away with using slightly less pins. Another section, and what you're doing is just pinning over, so you're covering the last pins that you put in just ever so slightly. Again, going to need to use 2 pins because it's very thick hair. If the hair's not so thick, you could probably use less pins, and then that way you won't have trouble sort of hiding them. You see on the hair that I'm using here, I'm not having any trouble hiding any of the hair because it's just so thick, so much of it. So take this last section here. It's about the width of your 2 fingers. Just gently. Sort of loosely hanging it down and then gripping it in. This last section here that you've got that goes up to the ear, you probably want to take that across the bottom, whereas these have all been going in that direction, this one's slightly in the opposite direction. Okay, this top section of hair, you want to divide in half. Again, separate in half again, so you're not dealing with too much hair all in one go. And again, you want to have this quite loose on the top here. It's not kind of too tight from the scalp. It's quite a soft, natural look. And again, you're pinning this in. Like so. You get closer to the end, you probably need to use less pins, you'll find, because it's got quite a lot of sort of substantial amount of hair and grips already in there. Just sort of really loosely teasing the hair through with my hands. You don't want to sort of, if there's natural curl in there, or if you put some curl in yourself, you don't want to break all of that out with a brush. You've got this top section left here. We sectioned away earlier. Just with your comb or your brush, just take another section from the top here and just almost in a kind of triangle, link it up to the parting and join that in with this section. Do the same on the other side. At the beginning, you probably want to just put some straightening irons or curling tongs just to give it this kind of softer, more tousled effect. Okay, so we're just cutting this section in half. You want to keep those sections quite neat, but it's, you know, have to keep them, you know, ultra tight. This is going to be, you know, so this is a very soft, nice, natural side look. Now what you can do when you're coming towards the end here, at the back, just sort of taking the section and just almost wrapping it around the rest of it. I'll show you there. Push with this finger, pushing up against it, and then in and down until you find that tension. You will find that tension. When you find that, push it in and it will stay. So I'm going to repeat the same process with this last bit here. This really is the last section on this side. We want a few bits just to kind of just be falling not quite into it, because we want to kind of give it that real soft effect. Any bits that really fall out through shorter layers or shaping around the face, don't worry about those. You can sort those out at the end, or perhaps leave them in some cases. Again, if the hair's a bit too thick, you may be able to do this without splitting it into two and do less sections. It just depends on how thick the head of hair is that you're working from. So splitting this into two. Take that away. Just gently with your hands and bringing that back. So now if I just show you what we're doing here. This can now come over top, and we're just doing exactly what we did on the other side, but just the reverse. Finding that bit inside, once you feel that sort of tension in there and the grip, just push it right up inside and that's it, and it will stay. Now if the pin's still showing a little bit like that, what you can do with this remaining hair that you've just pinned in is sometimes just loop that back over, and it gives the effect that the hair's kind of wrapped around. And there is a style to the side.